everyone. Happy Saturday and the first week of 2021. We are going to be talking about how Ayurveda can help to reverse aging process. I think this is a topic that all of us want to know. How can we look great? How can we not age? And how can we just look amazing? So that's what we are going to talk about with Dimple Jangda. She is going to be joining me right now. She is one of the TEDx speakers and one of the Ayurvedic nutritionists in Mumbai who runs her clinic, and she has done a lot of science and research in gut health, by using panchkarma therapies. So that's the simple, basic, simple info about Dimple. She will be joining me in 1 second, and we'll talk to her about simple things what all of us can do to help reverse the aging process and how to look great. Hi, Dimple. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Well, this is the first week of the new year, so we are all getting excited. We all want to look great. We all want to lose weight. We all don't want to age. So that's the topic today. And Dimple is joining me live from Mumbai. She is one of the TEDx speakers. She's an Ayurvedic nutritionist, a celebrity Ayurvedic nutritionist, I should say that, who has done amazing work, science and research in the field of Ayurveda. So we're very excited to have her here.
That's so kind of you. I really appreciate your words. And I'm so glad the conversation we're having is about how to be a better version of ourselves. Because if there's anything about mankind, it's that we are all work in progress, and evolution is the only truth of humanity.
Beautiful. As beautiful said. Tell us a little bit. I know that you did not start off as an Ayurveda practitioner, and you've had your journey of doing something else in your previous life, and then now you are in love with Ayurveda. I mean, it's fascinating how you meandered yourself into Ayurveda.
Life is full of surprises. This is something I've learned. Okay.
Yeah.
If you think you're the one living your life and making the decisions, you're highly mistaken. There's a higher force up there making all the decisions in your life, choosing the path, choosing your destiny, your purpose. And if you're true to your purpose, you experience happiness every single second of your life. But if you're not on your chosen path, if you're on the wrong path, every day is a struggle. You wake up every day wondering, what am I doing? Why am I here? You're frustrated, you're irritated, you're trying to finish this task, you're angry with this person and that person, and you don't have time to smile.
And that's very truly sad.
And ever since I got into Ayurveda, it happened to me accidentally. I had 5 lives before this. I was an investment banker in New York City, living a high-rise life. The dream job that I had was to be in New York and be an investment banker, rubbing shoulders with the most powerful, influential men and women of New York and Chicago City, who were pulling all the threads and controlling the entire political, social, financial infrastructure market in the world. Right? So I thought I had it all. And before that, I was a TV producer with CNBC TV 18. That was a dream job. Before that, I was a TV reporter. That was a dream job.
Yeah.
Before that, I was a copywriter in advertising. That was also a dream job. With every dream job, I kept thinking, I'm saturated, I'm bored. What next? With investment banking, the final result was I just woke up one day feeling lost and heartbroken for no reason.
Yeah.
I had a high-rise life. I was globe-trotting. I was doing like 10 countries in a year, business class, living in expensive hotels, hanging out with really powerful businessmen and women. And I was just feeling lost, spiritually, emotionally bankrupt. I packed my bags. I left it in New York City. And I said, I'm going to India. I'm going to do some yoga and figure out who I am.
Amazing.
And I came back to India, and I spent a year traveling around the world. I went to 10 countries in 11 months. And the 11th country I did was India. I kept packing my bags. I would come to India for 2 weeks, pack my bags, get my visa, and go to the next country. Finish, come back to India, live for 2 weeks, pack my bags, again, leave to the next country. So this went on for a year.
Wow.
And then I saw a sunset in Amsterdam all by myself. And I became incredibly sad. I was like, I have no one to share the sunset with. I was like, what's going on? The more happiness I'm chasing, the more sad I'm getting. I was like, what's going on? There must be an answer to this.
Yeah.
So then I came back to India. I went to Rajasthan. I went to Gujarat. I went to Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka. I went to the countryside.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the fancy cities. I went to the countryside. I went on the highway to some villages outside Udaipur and Jaipur and Jodhpur. And I saw something that blew my mind. There were people celebrating
right?
life.
Yeah.
Happiness.
Yeah.
And there were people celebrating life every day.
Yes,
How
absolutely.
do we celebrate life? We work Monday to Saturday, and then Sunday evening we go for dinner, and we celebrated life for 2 hours out of the 7 days. How else do we celebrate life? We slog for a whole year doing a job that we don't like, so that we can pay for an expensive holiday, which is 10 hours from here. We have to plan for 1 month to get there. Then we fly for 10 hours, we reach, then we wait for 1 more day, and finally we smile. Can you imagine how complicated the process of smiling is? You and I, if I have to smile, we have to put on makeup, make some plans with our girlfriend, put on some sparkly clothes, shoes, go for dinner, get drunk after 4 to 5 drunks, then we're finally smiling accidentally. Yeah. How complicated is the process of smiling now? That we have to go through so many layers to be able to smile. And I was like, what's going on? And I'm in this countryside, and I stopped at a dhaba. I was wearing fancy clothes from New York, like, skirt with a long slit or trousers with like T-button and white shirt. I was dressed androgynous. I didn't care. And I was in the villages, and I didn't get any negative attention for being dressed in an androgynous fashion. Like, in a very tomboy kind of a fashion. I didn't get any, negative attention. And my parents were like, oh, you're a girl. Why would you travel all alone? That too in India. You can travel all alone in another country, but why in India? And I was like, what's wrong with you guys? This is our own country, right? So then I see people on the street, on the dhaba side. And I asked this gentleman, he was wearing a turban and he was wearing a dhoti and top. And I said, you look really nice. Can I take a picture with you? In Hindi. Yeah. He said, okay, but 5 rupees. I said, okay.
That's funny.
So I gave him 5 rupees. And he said, bring the chai. His day was done. His happiness quotient was over. Yeah. Happiness for him was at 5 rupees chai that he got unexpectedly.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Then I was going from Rajasthan, Jaipur to Udaipur by road. I had a driver in a car, and it was unusual for a girl to travel alone with an unknown driver. Right? Yeah. I saw some 500 sheep on the street. I was like, stop. I need to take pictures. By then, the driver already knew that this is a crazy girl who takes pictures every 5 kilometers. And she goes to unheard of places. I was exploring temples on the highways that nobody visits. So he by then knew that she's a crazy girl. So we just stopped. We let her take. So I'm taking pictures of the sheep. I'm surrounded by so many sheep. And I'm like delighted and bubbly and excited and happy. And then, the shepherd comes. And there's a picture of that on Instagram. I'm wearing black trousers and a white shirt like a man, like androgynous New Yorker. Yeah. And he was wearing his traditional Indian garb, which is feminine. Yeah. The, frilly skirt. Okay. And he's wearing a feminine dress and I'm wearing a masculine dress. And both of us are standing together. And I looked at him and I said, this is amazing. So many sheep. And he's like, yeah. And I said, are you happy? He's like, yeah. He sounded surprised that I even had to ask that question. Yeah. I said, yeah. And I said, so what are you going to do? He's like, I'm going to go home, eat dinner and enjoy the sunset. God's kind. This man has nothing. Yeah. He doesn't have the fancy car and the fancy houses that we have or the fancy things that we have in our cupboard. Yeah. But being happy was so easy for these people. The 5 rupees chai and this man saying, I'm happy. There's a beautiful sunset. There's air to breathe. There's clean water to drink. The sheep are happy. Yeah. It was happiness that didn't require an excuse. Unconditional happiness. And I was feeling unconditionally happy to the point that I started wondering if I'm gone crazy. Why am I happy for no reason? What's the reason today? I'm just happy. I'm waking up and feeling happy. I'm, eating lunch and I'm feeling happy. I would eat a big thali that would, feed 4 people. I eat it all alone. I'm feeling happy. And I was like, where's that appetite coming from? I was eating for 4 people. And I was like, where's that appetite coming from? And I'm still looking great. I'm still feeling great. I was like, what's going on? And then I realized something. It struck me. These people who are living in the countryside, live with nature, and they allow nature to decide how their day is going to be.
Yeah, yeah. And happiness is contagious, right? If let's say you are happy, you talk to me, I'll start feeling happy. So there's a simple contagiousness of the feelings that goes from one person to another, right?
And it's like a disease that should spread faster than any other disease. You know, this unconditional happiness I felt. So the businesswoman in my head was ticking. And I said, oh, how about I put this happiness in a bottle and sell it? I'll become a multimillionaire. Okay?
Again, your brain started thinking how to make money, right?
And then I wrote about it on Instagram, and my friend from Brazil said, oh my God, you're a typical Marwari businesswoman. You don't stop talking business even when you're on a holiday. I said, true that. How do I make a business out of it? So I said, you know what? I put together a presentation and I said, I'm going to sell happiness. I'm going to sell happiness, and everybody who comes to my business, my center, is going to leave feeling happy. So I started working backwards. How can I make them happy? Da, 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 da. There's going to be no drugs, no steroids, no antibiotics, no alcohol, no smoke, no tobacco, no killing of animals, no plastic, no dangerous equipments, no harming the planet. How can I make a person feel happy despite these conditions? So I said, okay. And then I started reflecting back on my life. I grew up in an expat community with friends from all over the world. There was one thing common between us. Even if we didn't speak the same language, sometimes we struggled, to communicate with each other. Someone who's just arrived in India for the first time and is still learning English. We have friends from France, Japan, China, Korea, everywhere. There was something common between all of us that brought us together, that made us want to come together and celebrate life. Every evening, we'd go for a party or a dinner, and we used to celebrate. It's called the pursuit of happiness and health. No matter which part of the world you're in, there are two things that are in common for all of us. No matter which country, which race, which ethnicity, which community, which language, which heritage you're from, there's one thing common between every single human being in this world, 7.5 billion people. We all want to be healthy and happy. You will never come across anyone who says, I don't want to be happy, I don't want to be healthy. Even the worst hardened criminal in this world, in the worst prison, will never say, I don't want to be healthy, I don't want to be happy. Nobody says that. Nobody says that. Yeah. And if someone says that, bring them to my clinic. We'll fix it.
No, I think it's fascinating what you're talking about. So someone is asking us this question, what are we talking here about? So we are talking about, actually the topic is, we went a little bit off board, but I wanted to, bring Dimple's story. But okay, there are some questions coming up. We're talking about actually reverse aging, I should say, that how Ayurveda can help. That is the topic. So let's talk about that, and let's talk about the process of aging. And a lot of things that you explain is process of aging. Going after something that you're not happy about is going to make you age, right? So what happens as we age, and how can Ayurveda help with the aging process? And that's what I think, Dimple, if we can start with that. And I think you mentioned already describing your life very beautifully, how the aging process works. If you're not happy with doing what you're doing on a daily basis, very simple.
So I was able to reverse a lot of diseases in my body.
Okay. And with Ayurveda, with that. So let's come to that. How are you able to do, and with your patients and clients that you're coming, how are you able to do that with using Ayurveda as a tool?
So there is a series of Ayurvedic treatments. One of them is called Kaya Kalpana, which is a legit age reversal program in Ayurveda. It's a 40-day program where you're kept in isolation, in darkness, no human contact, no human conversations. You only have contact with your therapist and the doctor. You go through a series of Panchakarma process, which is Virechanam, oral medication, where we, stimulate toxins from the organs and prepare the body for purging, vomiting, flushing out the toxins from the throat and upwards. Nasyam, introducing medicine through the nose to flush the toxins out from the sinus glands that are affecting the eyes, nose, ears, and mouth. Shirodhara, where we stimulate the pituitary gland by dropping medicine in the forehead. Raktamokshan, bloodletting, where we, release blood, toxic blood from under the skin using leeches or sterilized needles. Then we have Abhyangam, which is a full body massage to stimulate blood circulation, stimulate toxins and bring it towards the gut. Then we have Basti treatment, where they introduce medicine through the colon and flush the waste out. There are a series of methods that are done. Kaya Kalpana is a process where you're cut off from the mainstream society for 40 days. No human intervention, no human contact, no human conversations. Nothing toxic enters. When I say toxicity, there are multiple levels of toxicity. The air we breathe has toxins. The food we eat has toxins because the ground is still polluted. No matter how organic you eat, the earth is still polluted. The water we drink has toxins, no matter how expensive your water filter is. The food, the air, the water. These are the three tangible things that we consume on a daily basis that are toxic. And the toxins get collected in the body and exaggerate the oxidization process of the organs. They accelerate oxidization process of the organs. The organs, like, silver and gold, when they oxidize, they start turning black. Your organs start oxidizing, they start turning black. If you see a pair of lungs that has been completely damaged due to excessive smoking, it is black in color. It looks like it's filled with tar. Right? So the oxidization process of the organs leads to aging of the organs. And your physical appearance is a visual representation of your organ health. So if your organs are aging, your skin is reflecting that aging process. When you do a Kaya Kalpana process and come out after 40 days, the wrinkles on your face have disappeared without Botox.
So it is. So someone made a comment right here. Why don't we do plastic surgery? I do want to say that we are talking about holistic, natural medicine. Yeah,
if you want to look like this, go ahead. If you want to look strange and funny, go ahead.
Yeah.
But you're not a dress that needs to be stitched up. You're a human body. So
Absolutely.
give it more love and affection than you give a dress. You can tailor make a dress. You can't tailor make a smile on your face. And that smile comes from genuine health, from good gut health, good colon health. When I say toxicity, I spoke about the tangible toxins. The intangible toxins are the books you read, the thoughts you have, the content you consume on internet, the stuff you consume on Netflix and Amazon. You are the sum of everything that you consume, physically, mentally, emotionally. The toxins in your body have to be eliminated on a daily basis, not once a year or once in 15 years, where you go away to some expensive detox center up in the mountains and pay like few lakhs and 1.5 kidney to get yourself detoxed. Literally,
that's not
like, I just sold a kidney to get myself detoxed. No, detoxification is something that you do on a daily basis. That's what Ayurveda is about. Ayurveda is literally a manual from Mother Nature that teaches you how to take care of your body, that teaches you how to take care of your thoughts, emotion, mind, because you are made of the 5 elements from nature: earth, water, fire, air, and space. And when you were born in the purest form of these 5 elements. And when you die, you dissolve back into those 5 elements. But unfortunately, you were born alkaline, you died acidic, and you collected diseases over a period of a lifetime. But how about we lived a healthy life until the very last day we're healthy, and we embrace death or the end of life very peacefully, without suffering. How about we lived in a state of health constantly, because then we are more available for the beautiful moments in our life. We're living a more powerful now. If I was having a cold and a cough and a fever right now and I was trying to do this interview, I wouldn't be enjoying this conversation. But if I'm in good health, I'm enjoying the conversation and still communicating exactly what I want to communicate. Health allows you to live a more powerful now. Health allows you to be there for your friends, family, relatives. A good health allows you to fulfill your desires, your dreams, your goals, your ambitions. We all need good health to achieve what we want. And your body is a vehicle, a medium for you to go achieve what you want in your personal, professional career. Right? So you need to treat your body with more respect. Stitching it up is not a solution.
Absolutely.
It's like being covered with pimples and freckles and just applying makeup every single morning, thinking you look beautiful. Until the day arrives when you can actually walk out without makeup and say, oh, I feel great. I look great. Then that's real health.
So no, you made you absolutely made a very good point to someone who was saying, all right, so someone is talking about asking a question at what age one should start thinking about anti-aging. I don't know how old you are, the person asking the question, but I think, Dimple, you want to answer this question? We're talking about detoxification from inside out, not putting up beautiful makeup or plastic surgery or doing some kind of a work on yourself outside. This is the internal detoxification. And at what age should we think about the anti-aging process?
So, luckily, the beauty of our body is it goes through multiple phases. 0 to 14, we're in the kapha phase of their life. Kapha is the basic biological building block that allows us to build our bones, muscles, tissues, teeth, nails, and hair. So between 0 to 14, you do not do any kind of detoxification. You allow your body to build what it wants. However, between 0 to 14, the two kinds of toxins that a child might have is one, accumulation of mucus from the food they're eating. Because food has two kinds of juices. One is a thin fluid called digestive juices, which gets transformed into various tissues. And the thick fluid that comes out of food, the byproduct or the waste product, is called mucus, which gets accumulated in the top part of the body. And kids tend to have cold, cough, allergies, sinus, asthma, hay fever more often than adults. So we need to constantly detoxify the accumulation of mucus for children by giving them foods like honey, ginger, pepper, turmeric, cinnamon, bath with neem leaves, steam with eucalyptus oil, and stuff like that. Deworming is something that we do for children because they eat a lot of sugar, which is like a breeding ground for worms. So you deworm them, right? So 0 to 14, there is no detoxification. And children are such amazing, beings tuned to nature, better than adults. If they eat something that is not suitable for them, they will legit vomit on you. They'll spit up. Try feeding a child, a 1-year child, something they don't enjoy eating. They will keep spitting up till you give up.
Yes.
There's no way you're getting the food down that child's throat into the stomach. The child will keep spitting up till you give up. So children intuitively know what's good for them. So they don't need detoxification. Except for deworming, they don't need detoxification. If they eat something that is unhealthy or incorrect or viruddha ahar, which is a bad combination, they will immediately vomit. They puke very easily. So children are sorted. Do not detoxify them. 14 to 40 is a pitta phase of our life, okay, where our body starts getting more aggressive, ambitious, courageous, capable. We're fully formed. We're like, go-getters. We're running all over the place. Teenagers between the age of 13 to say 23 sometimes have a lot of acne and pimples. You don't need to do detoxification through panchakarma. You need to change the way you're eating. You're still growing and developing. So you do not do a panchakarma or a Ayurvedic treatment unless you have a disease like, say, psoriasis, eczema, urticaria, diabetes, a very chronic disease. Unless you have a disease, you do not step in for detoxification. You allow your body to detoxify on its own because your organs are still young and fresh and healthy. You let them do the job by eating clean. So you have to eat clean, 14 to 23. After a certain age, your metabolism starts dropping. Every 5 years, your metabolism starts dropping. You cannot eat the food that you were able to eat when you were 20 years old. Right? And you'll be like, God, I used to eat so much and I never put on a weight. Now I even look at roti, I put on weight. Even if I smell food, I put on weight. Have you heard people saying that just smelling food makes me put on weight? Just looking at cake makes me put on weight.
Most of the people I know would make a comment something like this.
Just looking at cake makes some people put on weight. So that happens because metabolism is dropping every 5 years. It's becoming weaker and weaker. The toxins are getting accumulated slowly over the years. And it's the machinery that ends up having a lot of yucky grime getting collected over it. It cannot function. That's a sign that we need to detoxify. So you need to detoxify yourself on a daily basis using Ayurvedic rituals called dinacharya, seasonal rituals called ritucharya. And you need to detoxify your body once every year using a panchakarma treatment once you hit the age of 30. It's a maintenance. You send your car for maintenance once a year or twice a year if you love your car. You don't try to fix it yourself at home, do you? You send your car for maintenance. It's expensive. Your human body is also expensive. You must send it for maintenance once a year to a panchakarma center. Flush all the toxins out. Last year I did panchakarma. This time I had urticaria, chronic urticaria. My skin was burnt. It was this big, my face. It was inflamed. It had turned black. I was bleeding through the nose. My eyes, I couldn't blink. I couldn't smile because my skin had completely turned blackish brown like a dried up autumn leaf. My face looked like an autumn leaf.
My God.
It was chronic urticaria and the doctors got scared. It came from food poisoning and they thought I needed steroids immediately to protect my larynx, my throat. But I immediately started panchakarma and the poison started coming out of my body. And they didn't even give me oral steroids. They just gave me steroid-based creams, but I continued my Panchakarma treatment and pulled the poison out. By the time I finished Panchakarma over 2 weeks in my own clinic, this is my karma. I built my clinic and I received the benefit of my own clinic when I had urticaria. After 2 weeks, I had skin that was 10 years visibly younger than I had before urticaria.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, this works. Panchakarma works.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So
and
someone
now
is
I'm
asking
scheduled for my next
Panchakarmas.
Like, I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's a ritual that I'm going to do every year.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think Panchakarma is amazing, amazing. So someone is asking a question about veganism and fasting. Intermittent fasting. I think all of us are reading on internet. Oh, intermittent fasting is really good. And then veganism. I'm not sure if Ayurveda really talks about veganism as per se. At least I don't know, right? It doesn't talk about go vegan, do this. It's more about that. So any comments on fasting, on, about fasting?
Okay. So both are very legit points. First of all, Ayurveda doesn't specify veganism, vegetarianism, non-vegetarianism. It has different diets for different body types of different situations and different health, right? It just says you become what you eat, and fruits take 3 hours to get digested, vegetables take 6 hours, lentils, grains, pulses, milk, dairy products, and nuts take 18 hours. Meat takes 72 hours. They say eat light so that your body is not stressed. So that's why we stress a lot on eating fruits, steamed vegetables, well-cooked grains and pulses, and mung dal khichdi, because these are easier for the body to digest. So that's the reason. Okay, so they basically only give you the logic behind it. They don't impose anything on you. That's the beauty of Ayurveda and most religions. They don't impose it. They just give you the logic behind it. Second is fasting. Your liver is the biggest detoxifying organ of your body. Your body is constantly detoxifying. Your skin is detoxifying by sweating. You are releasing toxins in the form of urine and feces and stuff like that. Okay, your liver is the biggest detoxifying organ. But when we are eating complex foods, the liver is busy figuring out how to digest this food. The liver has a memory power of a goldfish. You eat a pizza today, it will digest it. You eat a pizza 7 days later, it'll be like, oh, what is this? I've never seen this before. So the liver has to calculate again, oh, how do I digest this? So it's so busy digesting complex food, it doesn't have time to do what it's good at, which is detoxifying. When you're fasting, or even a mono diet where you eat the same food day in and day after, what happens is the liver gets a holiday and it's finally able to detoxify. So fasting is a great way of giving your body a wonderful break from doing all the complex activities that it's doing every day. Like a computer, if it keeps working for 36, 40 years, without you switching it off, it gets heated, right? You have to switch it off for some time, let it cool down. The same applies to your body. Fasting is excellent. There are various ways of fasting. You can do dry fasting, water fasting, fruit fasting, juice cleanse, mono dieting, where you eat the same meal every day. You can even do salt-free fasting, which is called ambil, where you eat only puffed rice and chickpeas without salt. You can have 1 meal a day. You can have 2 meals a day. You can stop eating after sunset and do intermittent fasting for 14 to 18 hours. Even that is fasting. Fasting is a state of catabolism where your body is releasing waste and breaking down complex molecules and food in your body. Anabolism is a state of nourishment where everything is going in. You can't be in a state of inward movement all the time. You have to be in a state of outward movement also, because everything that goes in has to come out.
That's beautiful. Someone is asking which fasting is best. I don't know. I don't think there's anything like that. I don't know. Any comments on that? Is there particular fasting?
There's no one size fits all. Okay.
Yeah.
So say someone who has a lot of water retention, bloating, not bloating, water retention and mucus, I would put them on a dry fasting, no water also. Let the body absorb the moisture from inside.
Yeah.
Right? So someone who has a lot of water retention, I would tell them to do massages and dry fasting. Someone who has a lot of, undigested bile and acids moving up very often, hyperacidity and stuff, I would tell them to do water fasting. A day, no eating food, just drinking water continuously to let the acids move downward instead of them moving upwards, which is a wrong movement of vata.
Yeah.
Right? So someone who's like a Vata Prakriti who tends to, get weak and low blood pressure, low sugar very often, I don't recommend intermittent fasting or fasting for them because their sugar levels drop. Instead, they can do what is called mono dieting or fruit fasting. You can do fruit fasting where you eat fruits all day and have one meal at the end of the day because you need to have some carbs in your body. So you can have sabudana khichdi and break your fast at 5 o'clock in the evening. And I love that. I used to do this every Monday. It visibly improves your memory power, IQ level and EQ level because your gut is clean and your gut allows your brain to function. Okay?
Amazing. Isn't that amazing? The gut and the brain connection? What we do here and
yes.
brain goes right there.
The gut is a second brain. Literally, the gut has more neurons lining up the gut walls than there are neurons in the brain. I hope it's not my video. So the gut has more neurons than the brain has. Neurons are those that allow you to sense things, feel things, right?
Yeah.
So the gut is literally this big and the brain is this big. So the gut is this big. So literally, some scientists have gone one step forward to say the gut is the biggest brain because the gut is where emotions are stored. When you feel excited, scared, happy, nervous, and butterflies fluttering, you feel them in your gut, not in your brain. Right? Then it goes to the heart. When you have memories or you enter a place that is haunted and has bad memories for you, you have a gut wrenching feeling something is not right. You have a gut feeling. You don't have a brain feeling and a heart feeling. Feelings, thoughts, emotions come from the gut, not from the brain, from the heart. So when your gut is not healthy, if you're having indigestion, bloating, gases, flatulence, hyperacidity, acid reflux, can you focus in a meeting? No, because the gut supersedes the brain. A healthy state of gut is a healthy state of mind. An unhealthy gut completely puts your emotional and mental health also out of whack.
Yeah, I think, and there's so much science and research now that proves the gut. And there's so many questions coming up. It's very difficult for us to do so many questions, guys. These are like 30-minute sessions. Maybe maybe we want to summarize what Dimple is saying right now and have Dimple come back because there's a lot of comments that I see kind of fluttering, which is hard for me to talk about. So each topic, each question is like a 30-minute discussion.
Yes. I agree with you.
So I don't want us to do injustice on these questions. What we want to do today is summarize. Dimple has said so many amazing things that all of us can do on a daily basis. So we want to summarize this now, and then we bring Dimple back on a completely different topic. That would be my suggestion here, because I see all kind of things going on. So maybe we summarize what you're saying now, like you talked about the concept of dinacharya, all that detoxification. So let's summarize that, and then we talk about a different topic some other time.
Yes. So we spoke about anti-aging to reverse your aging process. The answer is panchakarma, which is a 5-step process of detoxifying the toxins from your body. We also spoke about dinacharya, the circadian rhythm, listening to nature. Like, remember the first story I said was about how people in the villages were happier because they followed the rules of the sun. Rise with the sun, set with the sun. Don't do the other way around. Late night dinners and late night outings is only going to put your digestion and your metabolism and your sleep patterns out of whack and haywire, and it's only going to hurt you more. Another thing is, which we spoke about, being the gut health. If your gut is healthy and strong, your mental, emotional, physical health will be good. And someone was asking hormonal imbalances. It has a lot to do with gut health because your gut is right next to the uterus. If the gut is playing havoc, the uterus also gets affected. And if you're consuming a lot of estrogen in your diet, like dairy-based products, chicken and fish and animal food that has a lot of hormones, that also feeds your uterus and creates hormonal imbalances. So you become what you eat, you become what you think, you become what you read, you become what you see. So be careful what you're consuming, and if you're consuming toxins, you have to detoxify on a daily basis.
Absolutely. And someone is making comment on the oil pulling in the morning. That's part of dinacharya, right?
Yes, it's a great way of oil pulling. I'm going to tell you, it's a separate topic by itself. Like literally, we've had 30-minute conversations on it. I'm going to tell you briefly. It's great for removing cavities and caries. It's great for dental health and gum health. It's great for, stimulating the sinuses to release the mucus that is accumulated here so that it comes into the throat and you can spit it out. It's great for increasing blood circulation to the face. It also reduces any kind of anxiety and stress you might have, vata imbalance, because of excessive movement of thoughts in your mind. Because while you're oil pulling for 10 minutes, it's like meditation. You can't do anything. You have to focus on the oil in your mouth. Right? So oil pulling is a great way to reduce kapha imbalances from the face. And then you do gargling of the throat, scrape your tongue with a copper tongue cleaner, brush your teeth. You remove all the toxins from your mouth. Your oral health has a lot to do with your emotional mental health also, because we have more bacteria in our mouth than there are stars in the universe. And we have more bacteria in our gut than there are stars in the universe. So remember, your gut flora and the bacteria in your mouth both have to be balanced. Both have to be well taken care of.
That's so someone made a comment, how do you look so fresh at 10 p.m. at night?
Okay, this is my secret. So today was my day off. I went to a club that I go to. I was in the pool, very little sunblock, hardly any. Like I literally had just like this much sunblock that I borrowed from my friend. I got a lot of sun, a lot of vitamin D, and I don't sleep with troubles. I make sure to confront the people in my life, have straightforward, healthy conversations, and I don't believe in holding any kind of baggages. And like I said, if you enjoy what you're doing, you'll be constantly smiling without a reason. Some people might find you crazy, but you are feeling happy, and that reflects on your face. So it's not a facial, it's literally just internal happiness and vitamin D from the sun.
Beautiful. I think it's just a beautiful thing that you've educated all of us to do so many things, how to take care of ourselves, thinking of our bodies as machinery, and taking care of ourselves on a daily basis, as well as on a seasonal basis, as well as on a yearly basis, using Panchkarma. I think a lot of people understand about what Panchkarma is, and she explained them so beautifully. So so even if we can do something that Dimple has talked about today, if we take one thing what she's talked about today, I think we'll be smiling a little bit more than we've been doing before, right, Dimple?
You know what? I'm going to tell you another thing, okay? Hi, Karina, waving at you. So the body and mind has a 1:1 relationship, okay? Tony Robbins and a lot of well-established speakers have been saying this. Mm-hmm. If you're not feeling happy here, it's going to show on your face.
Yes.
But if you pretend to be happy, you can trick your brain and heart into being happy. It has a 1:1 relationship. So if I want to sit like this, feel sad and sloppy, I'm going to feel sad. But if I just throw my shoulders back and throw all my troubles out of my heart for a few seconds and pretend like everything is great and smile, I can trick my body into feeling that happiness, and it will become a practice. You have to practice being happy, by the way. It doesn't come naturally. So there's a lot of work all of us have to do for the rest of our lives.
Someone made a comment, nice session, please, one more session someday. We will, but these sessions we want to control in, for half an hour. We don't want to become such a big session, so we will do that. All right, so people are making all kind of comments here. I hate to let Dimple go right now, but it's 10 p.m. here where she is, so it's pretty late. But thank you everyone for joining us, and thank you so much, Dimple, for being with us. Really,
I loved being here. Thank you so much for this beautiful conversation, and lots of love to everybody who's joined us. Love and light always. Keep smiling, stay strong, keep investing in your immunity, and remember, we're all in this together.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and have a good night. Thank you everyone for watching us, and let us know your comments and feedback. With that, signing off. Bye-bye.